far from Rome, yeah. It might even be too far from Florida.
My brother, my niece had a full ride to Rutgers. They live in Jersey City. Full ride free to
Just a real quick one, just a real quick swipe.
I'll come back to that in a minute. You know, putting these together is always pretty interesting. We kind of switch the format how we're doing them with the email and the like. It wasn't too many years ago, 15 to 20 years ago with these reunions, that we were together, and Tom Marola was just coming back from Operation Desert Storm, and I looked at him tonight and I sort of felt a sense of deja vu because he looks just the same as he did 15 to 20 years ago. And fortunately, a few other people have finally started to age as you look around. I think we've got Bill Brown and Drew Cummings now looking like they're about 35, and that's great. But it's really a great group of people, and we have people here from all over the United States now. We have Arizona, California, Oregon, Florida, Georgia, Brookside. What I want to read is that I'm not going to read the messages, but this Genuine with the email has been really terrific. The site worked really well for contacting everybody, but the number of people who genuinely emailed in and said, please extend my regards to everybody, tell them I'm thinking of them, I wish I were there, tell them to have a great time. And those came in really unsolicited. From Carol A. Housewood in Harrisburg, Mike Black in Texas. Mike was just here this week and couldn't be back this weekend. Maureen Kasaya Padovan, who's in a wedding today, or her husband is. David Curtis in Florida. Gigi Drodes Hobrider, whose son I think is getting married today. Marcy Dyer Bendick. Father Bernie Ivanovsky, who has a number of parish events going on in Florida this weekend. Roxanne Rhodes Charnecki, who's I think yesterday or today had her shoulder replaced, so she couldn't be here. Barbara Koval-Yatsko, and if anybody wondered who that couple was on the email, and that's a true story, who walked out of their reunion because all they saw was a room full of old people that they didn't recognize. That was Barbara and Ted Yatsko. Barbara Koval-Yatsko and Ted Yatsko. They couldn't be here. Mike McDonald in Texas, Carolyn Murray in Drexel Hill, Paula Musica Mitchell in Georgia, Linda Przalski-Bazinski in Virginia, Roy in Illinois, Romaine Stranova in Colorado. And I had down here Bill Sudall, and then Bill Sudall arrived. So welcome Bill from Nebraska. Teresa Supermandes, Deborah Serdell-Ronkowski, Barbara Tarnowski in Philadelphia, Marianne Wojciech King in North Carolina, Linda Yurkavage, sorry, I don't read the last name. Linda Yurkavage in Lansdale. And this one I just love because, you know, Darlene and I we just finally got kids in college, so we feel like we're trailing the rest of this group. And then Diane Lowe Laidler in Florida emailed me saying she couldn't be here because school was opening. And I emailed her back and said, gee, that's really great. There's other people with kids still trying to get them through school, and you start seeing the glow at the end of the tunnel finally. And I think this is pretty cool that Diane and her husband raised 5 kids of their own, started taking in foster children, and now have adopted 3 more that they're in middle school. So they couldn't be here tonight. So that's greetings from everybody that I said just came in and wishing everybody well. I want to welcome also, and this was really cool, that Joe Moran and Fran Moran heard that we were having a reunion and recognized different people in the class and asked for them, and that's wonderful. So Joe and Fran, welcome. It's really great to see you. You look about as young as you did back in Coughlin. On the sadder things, we have the in memoriam board, and that's the hardest part about putting these reunions together, when you send something out and it comes back saying deceased, or people tell you who's passed away in the class, and we have a fair number. The most important part that I want to do, really, is a number of people said thank you for my involvement in this, and I appreciate that very much. But the truth is that every 5 or 10 years, this group, and it's either John Monaco, or Teresa, or Marlene, or Jack Kinney, or Joe Christopher, or Marie, calls, or June, and calls and says, are we going to have a reunion? And I was able to dodge it the last time. Just that we can't do another one here. And this time, it seemed like it was fitting to do it. And when I say that there's a lot of work that goes in, I mean there's a ton of work. There's really a ton of things that go on. If you saw last night for how many people were Joe and Kathy Christopher's home, and that was just really terrific, where we really got to get to talk with one another. But if you happen to notice, once the rain started, you saw the committee, people on the committee all of a sudden grabbing food, moving things inside. They were setting it up for hours in advance. They prepared everything. They sponsored it. They put it on. And just as they will at John and Sue Monaco's home tomorrow. So I would really like those people to read their names. I'd like them to stand. Joe Christopher. And Joe, we had a terrific time. I wish I had seen the jukebox room about an hour earlier. That was great. Marie Doran's Hearts, that they were gathering for us. Jack Hinney. Jack. Frank Michaels. Frank, I can't tell you how many people emailed saying how wonderful. All the way through. June Susko Miller and her husband Art for all that they have done. Art's the John Monaco, God love him. In a minute. John Monaco for his involvement always in these reunions and gathering everybody together and putting it together. I'll tell you a little bit at the very end here about the program. Teresa DiPolo Morcavage, the same, for right involvement all the way, all the time from the start. The spirit of the class of '66, Marlene Titino starred. So everybody, Bob, please stand. And would everybody please give a really strong round of applause for them and for appreciation. This was just terrific. Okay, so I just want to read to you, I said the fun part of this, the fun part for me was really getting caught up with people as they emailed in. I really, truly enjoyed that. It was great. I also enjoyed kind of intercepting some of the emails. I have no idea what's going on here tonight, and that's the truth. I'm just here to welcome people. But intercepting some of the mails, and this was just a couple days ago. This was one, and I won't read the whole thing, but this is Marie Doran's email again, who couldn't attend the last meeting because Marie works for the Nestle's Corporation, saying that she had to do this and that. In June, we need to get together here and there, and I've got these trivia questions from here and something from Evan's Restaurant. And I'm offering something, I'm going to cook something or make some finger food. I'll do something, and I'm going to a trade show and I can't be there. A few days later, there's the message from Maria. Okay, I've had my trade show. I was able to pick up a few things for the reunion. About 90 little packs of Tic Tacs, some in red, some in blue. Also picked up about 6 jar candles. This all sound like centerpieces to me. 6 jar candles, some red and some blue. I was also able to get 93 packs of, if I say this right, Ferrero Rocher fine chocolates. Aren't they sitting on the tables?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some other things. And she says, and I still haven't unpacked my car. So it's just the kind of stuff that goes on all the time. And then I kept emailing John, saying, John, do we have a program? And John kept saying, yeah, we have a program. I said, well, John, what is the program? Just tell me what the program is. He says, we have a program. I said, don't worry about it. Chill out. Go have another glass of wine. And then the last email, when I emailed him, John, just tell me if we have a program. And he said, I've told you. We have a program. It'll evolve that night. I told you it depends on the cocktail hour. So I'm going to turn it over to John. Before I do, John, I want to give to you, from me, the class of 1966 on disc, in case it ever gets lost again, where everybody is. That's available on CD-ROM. It's available in Excel format, in label format, any other way you want it. But that's the Coughlin class of 66. So welcome everybody. We've got a great band. Hot Question from the Coughlin class of 68 for some great songs, and here's John.